Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Joe and Joe Weather Show with a not too tired Joe Chaffee and a somewhat yawning tired Joe Rayo on board. Good evening, Mr. Rayo.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, yes. Okay, let's not go down that particular road.
Okay.
Okay, you have the audio shut off?
The audio, the audio is shut.
Awesome. Okay. The Joe and Joe Show is brought to you by, I wonder who? It's Omni True Value Hardware, Long Island's largest, not only Long Island's largest rock salt provider, but guess what? They're getting ready for spring, which means mulch, topsoil, gravel, sand, whatever you need to get your yard in order. Or maybe you're in a landscaper that needs to get somebody else's yard in order. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 631-756-1125. And the website is omnitruevalue.com. And also brought to you by Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, 631-957-5106. You can plan ahead for the next holiday season. They are holiday lighting specialists and they will meet all your decorating needs. And if you are a holiday decorator and you want to do somebody's home, give them a call, 631-957-5106. And the website is liholidaylighting.com. Okay, so now let's come back to
I hope
us.
that we're getting. I hope we're getting through, Joe, because I'm seeing. I'm seeing on my YouTube screen. It's coming out like this, periodically broken by the circle of doom.
Yeah,
So,
I
so
don't know what's going. My signal was fine until I put you on the screen, and then
well, you had such a great show a couple of nights ago without me, so maybe that might
no,
be
no,
the.
no, 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 no,
You know
no,
what we ought to do in cases like this? You do it. You do it without me on the screen. I'll call you on the cell phone.
no.
Huh.
I can't. You know, I don't understand what the problem is. The last time I was down here, I worked out my issues uh, rather quickly, but the last couple of nights, and we were fine up until last night, and then suddenly uh, this problem seems to be showing up. So,
Mark G is asking, does Joe need to hit the switch like yesterday? Whatever that means.
I pre-hit the switch. Let me just try one other thing here. This is really just getting so.
No, Mark G, I didn't crash the server. Got some smart Alex here on the site tonight.
I'm not sure whether it's because other people are live streaming up here in the mountains at the same time. I'm telling you right now, I can't wait to get Starlink because then I won't have this problem anymore. The upload speeds are pretty high, so I won't have that issue. So I apologize again if you're getting some buffering tonight. Uh, I know, Timothy. What can I tell you? It's been a problem the last couple of nights for some God knows what reason. But let's see if we muddle through this and get some improvement with respect to the quality of the stream. So you had a decent day up there, and more snow melt, but it was chillier than yesterday. A little chillier than yesterday, I would think.
Yeah, ironically, the high temperature up here was 48, and it came at 2 o'clock in the morning. And actually, it never really went down all that much, and then it kind of leveled off somewhere in the mid 40s during the afternoon under bright blue sunny skies. And it was so lovely, Joe, to step outside this afternoon, look up and see a modicum of snow cover on my roof. The roof was almost completely white on so many consecutive days, going all the way back to the beginning of the month. Finally, we're beginning to see some melting, and we're doing it the way I think it should be done, little by little, not like with a heavy rainstorm leading to flooding and all kinds of mayhem. It's been going away slowly, gradually, and it looks like it's going to continue to go away for the next few days coming up. Although it won't be quite as mild tomorrow as what we've had these last couple of days.
Well, you disappeared off the screen. Now I'm putting you back on the screen. So there you go. Okay, so let's get started here. There really isn't a whole lot going on. I mean, there really, since yesterday, other than a little bit of change on the last run of the GFS, but we'll get to that momentarily. But other than that, it looked to me, first off, tomorrow should be fine. We Saturday, well, it looks like you got a wave on Saturday, and then you have a cold front with a little wave on it for Sunday. Two periods of rain on both weekend days, but there looks like there should be at least a dry period in between. And then once that gets out of the way, Monday morning or early Monday morning, you are you're looking dry for a good portion of next week, if not the whole week.
I'm wondering though, what about Monday night? I'm 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 thinking about maybe, just maybe,
A
a
squall.
brief period of a brief period, yeah, snow showers or maybe a squall as the upper level trough comes rolling by very quickly. And I could see the winds picking up dramatically Monday night into early Tuesday, noticeably to Tuesday of next week. What is your say
Yeah,
on this?
quick cold shot. It. I wouldn't disagree with you. The models do show, uh, something moving across upstate New York and going into New England. But we all know when these upper troughs like this, sometimes you get a nice little line that just extends far enough south, and then you get clipped with some snow showers. So yeah, I'm okay with it. It sounds like a possibility, but it's a quick shot of cold air. It goes in, it goes out, and then we just kind of sit the rest of the week twiddling our thumbs because the pattern is just not favorable for storm systems. And in fact, there's an absolute lack of major storms around. So we can't, as often happens when you come out of a very active period, you get balanced off by a relatively quiet period of weather.
And there is a bit of confusion, a little bit of discontinuity. About the middle of next week, the GFS is keeping us bone dry Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Meanwhile, the European wants to wet us up again for Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm not sure which model is going to be correct. And somebody said to me on my Facebook page says, does the NAM go out that far? Using the NAM as kind of like the referee.
Well,
I said, no,
a year from now, the NAM may not go out at all since they're planning to get
yeah,
rid of it.
yeah, that would be sad. I can't believe I'm saying that 5 years after 5 years ago I would have been one of the first to root for getting rid of the NAM, and now after all these years, I've learned to really like the NAM.
You
Kind of
know
like,
what?
you
The
know what it
NAM.
is?
Go
It's
ahead.
kind of like if you're an All in the Family fan, the way Archie felt about Mike or Meathead in the beginning and toward the end of the series, toward the end of All in the Family's run, the two of them actually got together really very, very well. To me, I didn't like the Nam 5 years ago, but I certainly like it now, and I'm going to really hate to see it go if it does go next year.
Yeah. Let's hope it gets a reprieve. It'll be another monumental decision like changing the radar. I like it because I understand it. You use something long enough, you kind of know what works and what doesn't. And I just find the NAM in the short range to be, such a useful tool, especially when you're able to look at those, the FOOS numbers and everything else in between. That's a big plus as far as I'm concerned.
If there's any way that they could, post an address, or maybe we can come up with some kind of a vote as to keeping the NAM for at least another year or two. But I guess that's not the way the government works. I guess once they have their mind set on something, they say, okay, that's it, get rid of it.
Yeah, that is a that is definitely how they are, except it does take them a long time to kind of make a decision. Anyway, we've got clouds rolling through Texas and on eastward. There's some of that southern moisture that we're going to be taking a look at over the weekend on the radar. this evening, seeing some showers. I'm going to try. I'm going to do something here. Hang on one second. I'm going to try. I have a still shot here. I wanted to. I usually like to do at least a 2-hour loop. So let's try to see if. Hopefully, I'm not playing with fire here. Nope, it did work. And the bit rate on the live stream is actually going up a little bit, so that's good too. Uh, somebody, I did see. You know what? I did also Justin Vale. Thanks for putting that up about updating Chrome because I've had that on my on the upper right on my screen for a while, and it certainly couldn't hurt. I just didn't even mentally think that I'm supposed to click it to update Chrome itself. But I'm going to give it a whirl after the show is done, and then maybe tomorrow we'll have things a little better with regards to the live stream. Again, my apologies for this. Believe me, it's the last thing I want is to have a live stream that doesn't work, and I'm getting all these warnings up on YouTube at the same time. So you see the rain that's down to the south. There's nothing going on in the east. There's nothing going on down in Florida. Some snow up in Montana, parts of Idaho, and you've got some heavier precip moving into the Pacific Northwest. That really is where all the action is tonight. We've got a number of winter storm warnings and winter storm watches up in the northwestern quarter of the U.S., including some high wind warnings. No avalanche warnings, though, tonight, which is a plus. And that's good. Some wind advisories, too. Some dense fog going on in southeast Louisiana and along the central Gulf Coast. No warnings or advisories up and down the eastern seaboard or back through the plains of the Ohio Valley, so that's a good thing. WPC with their rainfall forecast, Joe, looking at some big amounts in the southern plains, the Tennessee Valley, and on up into the lower Ohio Valley. And actually, I'm in there in that 2-inch plus over the next 7 days. And we also see WPC has kind of raised the rainfall totals for now through next Thursday night. We're in the, let's see, that's 3/4 of an inch to an inch over us, and heading out through North Carolina and south, looking at upwards of about an inch and a half. For you snow lovers, you got to go to Maine, where there is a 50% or greater probability in the inland half of Maine of 2 inches or more, and also up in the northern lakes. And then out in the west, then we get into some of the serious stuff where we've got very high probabilities. I'm going to go to 8 inches just to see what's on the 8-inch map. And yeah, so even some 8-inch plus amounts up and down the Sierra Nevadas. I love that what looks like a little bullseye there in northwestern Washington State to the west of Seattle, and also up in Idaho, northern Idaho. A 95% probability being indicated of at least 8, so that's got to be in some of the mountain peaks there, and extending down into parts of northern Utah, 30 to 40, 30 to 40, 20 to 40% chance of at least 8 there. So just looking ahead, yeah, the GFS, Joe. Here's your system for Saturday, with the high moving out, little rain that comes in Saturday during the morning hours. It looks like it might be done by afternoon from west to east. And then you've got another low in southern Minnesota with a little bit of snow there, and some rain fires up again in Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, runs up northeast and moves in for Sunday late morning and afternoon. And then as we head on from there, uh, that batch goes out. You've got this cold front coming southward, so there's some rain that's generated a bit into Monday morning, especially down in the mid-Atlantic states, and then that gets pushed away. And there's your upper trough. It does have that snow up there in upstate New York. Very tight gradient, and it's a solid push of cold air. The coldest air is going to stay in upstate New York and in northern New England. And then that low goes out and becomes a storm south of Nova Scotia. And then another high builds in. Yeah, the GFS, which has been showing all of next week to be pretty dry here. I mean, I'm already through Thursday and Friday. Now, here's the one change for next weekend, where it brings something out from the southwest moves it across Missouri. There's a low there that goes into Kentucky. There's a nice high that is sitting south of James Bay, and actually the air in New England is cold enough, and that 540 thickness down to central New Jersey, but and it even pushes a little bit further south. That low redevelops, but what happens is it looks like it gets squashed underneath us, at least initially, until the high gets out of the way, and then it brings it right up the coast, a nice tight little low. I mean, it would be, it does show snow in the mountains of Virginia, Western Virginia, and into West Virginia, and then it's all rain because there really is no cold air. There's no cold air connection coming down out of Canada. This is something new on this run for next weekend. So we'll see if the models stay with this in subsequent runs because it's still past 10 days on the long range here. So, who knows if it's going to stay that way or not.
It kind of I looked on the European ensemble, and it looks like we have a storm that, starts off of the mid-Atlantic coast Wednesday night. It looks like it tries to move on a northeast trajectory, and then it kind of curves back into Maine by Friday morning, and just continues to intensify as it moves up into New Brunswick and the Gaspé Peninsula of Quebec. So it kind of curves up and then curves back and around while intensifying. So that might indeed be something to watch. And the European is also suggesting that it's going to get significantly colder again toward the latter part of next week. So,
yeah, it does have. I mean, I can see it for next Thursday. I brought the European up on the screen. It does bring something out, and it is so much different than the GFS is here. Where with a one low in Minnesota, another low in Indiana, another low down in Oklahoma, and isobars that are bagged down into the Carolinas with a little wedging there. But again, there's not a whole lot of cold air we're talking about. And yeah, it does bring something up for next Wednesday night and Thursday. Yeah, and there's your low, a nice 984 low in the Gulf of Maine that wraps up and then goes northward. And yeah, there's a shot of it brings down if you're going to get a development like that. But look at the difference between this and the GFS. It's really night and day with respect to this particular setup. It's got
absolutely.
the GFS instead has the low where the European has the low up and basically moving up into southeastern Canada for the same time frame, Joe. That's where the GFS has a primary low that dies out in Tennessee and a redeveloping coastal low there just south of North Carolina. It's completely different from the European, completely different.
In fact, the Europeans seem to be putting a lot more emphasis on a push or punch of cold air toward the end of next week into that weekend, the second weekend, the first weekend of March, and the GFS seems to be putting more of an emphasis on the push of cold air with that system coming down Monday night into early Tuesday, and hardly shows much in the way of a push of cold air as opposed to the European for later next week. So neither model is in agreement. Neither model seem to be on the same page, and until they reconcile themselves and get together.
Yeah, the 500 on the European is completely different from the GFS. It's got
Right.
a fairly solid shortwave trough from Superior down through Mississippi, and then it forms a cutoff in upstate New York and deepens it as it lifts up to the northeast. And the GFS, on the other hand, has a totally different look. It has nothing. It has nothing. It has a ridge where the European has a trough, and it just takes a cutoff across the southern part of the jet and moves it southeast and then lifts it northeastward. Yeah, the whole 500 on the GFS is completely different from the others. So
In fact, kind of interesting from Monday morning, 7 a.m. Monday morning until Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. During that time frame, we go into a sudden surge of cold and wind from the GFS. It moves in quickly, and then just as quickly, by the end of the day, Tuesday, it's out of here, and we're back into a relatively mild weather pattern, which stays with us through the end of the week, as opposed to the European, which says, yeah, it might get a little colder Monday night into Tuesday, but then the real will hold on and wait until late next week for the real punch of cold air. And there's nothing like that on the GFS. You're right. The 500s on both models are so different, out of whack, so to speak, and it'll be interesting to see which one ultimately turns out to be the winner.
Yes. Well, we'll have our fingers crossed on this one. Now, I took a chance here because of the quality of the live stream today being such an issue. As was suggested, that I update and relaunch Google Chrome. Maybe that would help. And I noticed that the bit rates are going up again. So let's see what happens when I reopen Google Chrome here. Who knows, Joe? We may have been taken off the air. I don't know. All right, hang on one second. Now we're still here. Everything is going back up. So I did probably I figured let me do a reboot while I'm doing this of Google Chrome, and maybe that will resolve the issue. We'll find out momentarily if there's a show still going on. But my bit rate actually now is better. It's solid. So maybe that was maybe that was the problem.
Well, I've been hearing, like, for example, on the daily U.S. daily weather maps, which have the all the old maps going back to the 1800s. It has a box now that says, due to browser FTP depreciation in Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox, you may not be able to access NOAA Central Library resources anymore. What the hell happened to Google Chrome then?
I don't know. They must have. Well, maybe that's what the update was for. Um, yeah, my bit rates they were good for a moment there, and then now they're back up. It's going back and forth. So maybe the problem is my cable provider. So you know what? Rather than you're still on as of right now. Okay, thank you. Do any of the Joes have any bold prediction for the spring? Asked Eli. So do you have any bold predictions for the spring?
It's definitely going to turn milder. Probably
Okay.
by
Well, that would.
probably by April or May, definitely a lot milder than what we have out there right now. And I think basically by then we'll be seeing mostly rain. I don't think we'll see much in the way of snow, and there may likely be a higher percentage of showery or thundery conditions that will be occurring as opposed to what we're seeing right now. So, and I've gone with that forecast for the last, I think, 40 years, Joe, that long range outlook for the spring, and it seems to work out every year. So I'm not backing out.
Even in the years where winter extends through the month of April.
Or May.
Well, look, I will say this: we've got a wrapped up polar vortex right now. So unless it splits again, and it doesn't look like it's going to, it's wrapped up like a tight little ball. Maybe we won't have an extended winter into the month of April, and that we will have maybe let's call it a more normal spring, which is usually volatile anyway, uh, but without any kind of blocking, which is normal in the springtime. You usually go into a blocking pattern at some point because of the polar vortex just naturally breaking down. But just the fact that it's wrapped up like a tight little ball would kind of argue maybe delaying the blocking until May, in which case then it winds up that you're just sitting in that endless marine air for days and days and days at a time. I do not like the spring. I think the spring in the Northeast is the worst time of year most of the time, because especially if you're on the coast, because you always have to deal with that ridiculous marine layer.
Well, we don't need the marine layer. I mean, it often puts you in a foggy condition. And if you're in a foggy condition, you tend to miss a few things.
Yeah, but who
But
wants to sit? You know, at the coast, sometimes you could sit in there in the gloom and doom for 5 and 6 days at a time. Who wants that? And then suddenly the switch is flipped and it's 90 degrees.
exactly,
So and
exactly. So,
so
well,
anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was just going to say, after 4 or 5 days of being in the scud, so to speak, and you're right, all of a sudden it breaks out into sunshine and very warm temperatures. What that's not fun.
No, no, it really isn't. All right, you know what? Let's call it a night because I'm still having some issues here, folks. Again, apologies, big apologies on my part. I don't know
I
what.
want I want to say this: we haven't we're not near 100 in terms of likes, but we only have had, I think that's the most we've had so far is 128 people, and
Yeah,
yet despite everything that has happened and all the technical problems, we still managed to get half as many half the people watching to at least smash that like button. So that's most appreciative.
yes, very much so. Thank you very much. I guess our streak of 100 likes is coming to an end tonight. Because we don't have enough people out there watching. The weather calms down, and especially after those 5 weeks that those 5 storms that we had in that 5 week stretch, the weather just calms down, and you know, everybody wants a break. So you tell them, okay, you're going to have a break. That's going to last, several
Well,
days or more.
I want to try.
And
I want to try an experiment.
go
All
ahead.
right. We have 125 people watching right now. We've had 70 people hit the like button. All of you who are watching right now who have not hit the like button, when I count three, I want all of you to hit the like button. Okay. You ready? This is like in Peter Pan when Mary Martin asked the children watching TV when Tinkerbell was dying, clap your hands, right? I want all of you at the count of three to hit that like button. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hit that like button now. Now. It's not a
70,
threat.
73.
70. I got 74. Come on.
5.
I mean, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking those of you who
Well,
haven't
I
hit the
will
like.
tell you, since you said that the bit rate's gone up, so that's good.
I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking you to throw super chats or throw me
Oh, we
nickels
would
and
never
donuts.
ask
I'm
for it.
just
No,
no, we never
no,
do.
we
I'm
never
just
do.
asking for I'm asking for a thumbs up here.
Well, you're at
I'm
eight.
just asking. Come on,
Your
let's go.
shenanigans here have gotten it up to 84,
84, 80,
86.
88. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go
Mr.
more.
Reuben Fairchild hit the button.
12 more. Jeez, like I'm yelling, like I'm
Boy,
waiting for
the weather is so subdued that that
90, Joe. 90.
okay, so we only did 10. Please give him the 10 likes so that we can stop this. So I can end the show.
Come on, come on. Now we went back down to 89. How's that possible?
Somebody
What do you?
unclick the like button.
Come on, don't unclick.
You have any pearls of wisdom to add to this?
No, I don't.
You don't. No, neither do I. Um, but like I said, since you've been screaming, the bit rates come up. Oh, 101. Oh no, no, we have 101 viewers. I'm sorry. 91
Yeah,
likes.
we have 102 watching
Yeah, and
and 92 likes.
if we keep this up, they're all going to go away. You know what? I do have something. Hold on a second. I do have something we can share because the chairman's been working so hard on these COVID runs that he's not. He was able to send me um, a Briller Jeopardy, but I did have. Let me see if I can find it. David Schwartz. I don't know if he's on tonight. I didn't see him on the chat board, but he did send me a very interesting uh, uh, Jeopardy question. So it will be Schwartz Jeopardy. Let me see if I can find it.
Wait a minute, I do have Briller Jeopardy here.
Oh, that's right. You have it because he sent it to you because you don't check your messages.
Yes. No, I just did.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right. So here's Briller Jeopardy for Mr. Chiaffi. Category: Welcome to Georgia. Question
Okay.
number one: How many counties are there in Georgia?
Oh,
And
good Lord.
if you get within 30 for credit.
Within 30 for credit,
Right.
I'll say 40.
You want 40 for credit within 40?
No, no, no. 40
Oh, you want
counties.
within no. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. 159 counties
Oh,
in Georgia.
wow. Yeah, I knew there were a lot of them. I just didn't, I didn't actually sit there and count them.
Okay. Question number 2, how many national parks are in Georgia? Within 3 for credit.
Oh, there's a lot. Um, I'm going to say 10.
11. So you
Wow.
get that. You get credit for that. Question 3, what was the first capital of Georgia?
The first capital? Well, I'm gonna
Yes.
I'm gonna say it before it was Augusta. Right, Augusta's the capital. I'm gonna say Atlanta.
No, Savannah.
Oh, Savannah. Well,
Uh,
that's understandable because Savannah is such a beautiful city. If you haven't been to Savannah, put it on your list of places to go.
I've been working these questions with you.
Mr. Ruben Fairchild said, "Do I plan to eat peach pie when they come into season?" I'm not. I love peaches, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna. I'll try it. My problem with pies is not the fruit in the pies. It's the fact that everybody usually adds a ton of sugar in there, and I love apple pies that have different apples in them and very little added, if any, added sugar. So if I can find a peach pie that they don't add sugar to, I'll give it a whirl.
Okay. Question number 5. What is the tallest building in Georgia?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Coca-Cola's got is the big deal down here. Um, and actually, I was in Walmart today, and I bought a 4 pack of Coca-Cola from Mexico. And the reason,
Really?
no, I used to get it. I used to buy it by the case at Costco, and it would last me because I don't drink soda very much. Every once in a while, I'll have a Coke. But the uh, uh, the Coca Cola that is bottled in Mexico, Joe, when we were kids.
Right.
The way Coke used to taste when we were kids, when they used sugar before they switched to corn syrup,
Right.
they still use sugar
Down
in
in
the Coke that's
Mexico.
bottled in Mexico, and it tastes like Coke should taste.
Really?
Yeah, it's the way it used to taste when we were kids.
Oh, my goodness. Next time we see each other, bring me a bottle of Coke.
Was that the last question?
No,
Oh, go
I
ahead.
still have a few more.
Because then I have one for you.
Question 5, Georgia's official state bird. Joe, we're
Oh,
only four likes away, Joe.
the official state bird of Georgia. I'm trying I've heard a lot of woodpeckers out here. Um, Honestly, I don't know. Um, it's not the Carolina wren because that wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
Um, I don't know.
The
I,
brown, the brown thatcher,
oh, okay.
thrasher, thrasher.
Thrasher.
The brown thrasher. By the way, here in Putnam Valley, and it's only indigenous to this area where I live, we have a bird called the haymack, and only the female. You can't. The male says nothing. It's only the female, and it's during the spring season when you first hear the haymack.
Sounds
Haymack, haymack,
yeah.
haymack, haymack. Right,
Sounds like a
and
marriage.
then when the mating season gets underway and they get together, then it has a different type of tenor to that.
Hmm.
It's like hey Mac, hey Mac, hey Mac, and then finally after the two of them have been together,
He kills her.
no, after after they've been together for more than a year, and they stay together. Once they get together, they stay together. After a while, then the entire mating call changes once more. And now instead of "Hey Mac," you hear the female go "Mac, Mac, Mac."
Very good, ruthless goat, the Margaret Thrasher, he says. All right, so we've got 4 more to go. Now, 4 more likes to go to get to 100.
I still have 2 more. The state flower of Georgia,
The Magnolia.
the Cherokee rose.
Oh, okay.
Question
That was
7.
my
What
next
is
choice.
what is Georgia's what is question 7? What is the Georgia state vegetable? Hint: Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, the onion. The Vidal,
A Vidalia
yeah,
onion.
yeah.
There you go. Question 8, of the 13 original colonies, what number was Georgia?
Uh, 4.
13.
Okay,
They
yeah,
were the last
I
of the
was there.
13.
I was looking, going north south, and I thought it's the furthest south. Is it 13? But that was too obvious, so that's why I went with 4.
And here's how we definitely are going to get to 100. 98 right now, 98 likes, even though only 89 are watching. I'm going
Okay,
to ask this question. If we don't get to 100, the answer is no. If we get to 100, the answer is yes. Joe, ask Renata if she would like to do Briller Cooking Jeopardy on Sunday.
okay,
All right.
all
So
right.
if you want Briller Cooking Jeopardy with the lovely Renata Rayo, hit that like button and get us to 100. 99. Come on. One more.
Oh God,
One
uh,
last like.
God, you're right. You're
There
out of
you go. 100.
you're out of
100.
control tonight. You really are.
I knew it. I knew we could get to 100. I knew it, Joe. Now wait a minute. We're back to 99. Now it's 101. That's it.
All right, so the streak continues. All right, so now here's my end of it. Are you ready?
Ready.
So, and this is from David Schwartz. So now I I I I know how well you know your retro TV, and I know it well, but I think you know it better than I do. Um, excuse me. So there were
I'm watching with the thing while you're talking. It's bouncing back and forth from 101 to 98,
yeah,
99. Come on.
somebody's
But
like
don't be wise.
somebody's
Don't
being a
I mean
wise
don't take
guy
it
over
away
there.
from me. I'm going to keep
um,
my eye on it. Now we're back to 100 again.
okay,
Yes.
okay. So there were name the 7 shows that were spun off from All of the Family, either directly or indirectly.
Well, the easiest one, of course, is the Jeffersons, right?
That's one.
And gee, I'm hearing something upstairs. Oh, I thought she was talking about, um, God, really? There were 7 spin-offs from All in the Family?
Mm-hmm. Lewis Merchant
Well,
says, "Thank."
let's get. Well, wait a minute. The Jeffersons were number one.
Right.
Do we consider the TV show that was turned in Archie Bunker's Place? Is that's
Yes.
not a spin-off?
Yes.
So
That's
that's a
2.
spin-off.
Yes, that's
All right.
2.
Um, uh,
You should. There's the 4 of them.
Maud,
Maud
Maud,
is Maud is 3.
and then Maud's Maid, right?
Right.
Maud, Florida.
Florida. Yes.
But that was not the name of the show.
No.
Oh God, what was the name of the show that featured Maud's Maid, Florida? That was the one with Dynamite,
Correct.
right?
Jimmy
Jimmy
Walker.
Walker. Good times.
Good times.
Good
Okay.
times. And there was actually, believe it or not, they actually tried. It lasted, I think, all of 2 weeks. They actually had a show uh, where they took you back to where Archie lived. Archie, I guess, either died or moved away or something like that. And he lived on 704 Hauser
Yep,
Street.
that's the one I thought you would never get, but you got that one. So you've got there's 2 left.
Two left. Oh, they also did one about his daughter, Gloria, right?
Right.
Gloria. So what's the last
There's
one?
one left. Yeah, I don't know that you'll get this. I never even heard of it, to tell you the truth. So I don't know if it even lasted more than a couple of weeks.
Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I can't get the last one.
A show called Checking In.
What?
I've never heard of it. So again, it may not have
And how did
lasted.
and how where does who did that star?
Well, you know what?
Checking.
Let me do a quick Google on this. Hold on. Google. Thanks, Justin, by the way, for telling me about that update button. I was wondering why, in the name of God, is update in the upper right hand corner. Checking In TV show. American sitcom. Oh, this actually spun off from the Jeffersons.
Okay. And
Um,
aired for 4 episodes.
yes, in the seventh season finale of The Jeffersons, Florence's new job, the Jeffersons maid, played by Marla Gibbs, accepted a job to become the executive housekeeper at the fictional St. Frederick Hotel in New York City. The series follows Florence's misadventures at the hotel with her co-workers. Lyle Block, her stuffy manager, Elena Beltran, her assistant, Earl Bellamy, the inept house detective, Hank Sabatino, the lewd handyman, Betty, the floor supervisor, Dennis, the bellboy, and Mr. Claymore, the hotel owner. And it lasted. It aired 4 episodes on CBS from April 9th to April 30th, 1981, and that was
Okay,
and
so
that was that.
was that was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
We're being asked to remember a series that lasted exactly 4 episodes 40 years
Well, you
ago.
can
No
understand it
wonder
that it
they were.
lasted 4 episodes if we didn't hear if we've never heard of it. So obviously it wasn't. It didn't get a lot. It didn't get an audience to go much beyond 4 weeks.
And they give you all 4 episodes, the capsule summary. Number one was Florence and Elena suspect that a ghost is roaming the building, and Florence decides to spend the night alone in a room to prove that it's not haunted.
Okay.
Uh, Lyle throws a party at the hotel, but his high school rival, now pro football coach, and his team decide to crash it. Oh, these are definitely episodes I would watch. Florence is caught between Lyle and Elena, who won't take anybody's side. And the last episode of the four, Florence misunderstands and thinks an elderly salesman is coming on to her, but he's really trying to make a sales pitch.
Everybody seems to be wondering whether you had too much wine tonight. Usually I'm the one that has wine, and I didn't have any. But you were in good spirits tonight. And Enrique Lopez hitting super chat tonight. Thank you so much. He says if you guys had a trivia half hour in addition to the weather, I'd watch that too. Thank you. That's very that is very kind of you to say that. And there was another message earlier, and now I've forgotten what was on there that I wanted to respond to. It was nothing negative. It was something positive, and all right, there's the one by Mark G asking who gave to wine tonight.
I don't drink
Um,
wine. This is all is a Reuben Fairchild. I don't watch Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea only because I think it's on MeTV, and MeTV airs Fiction Night, and they air I think that show at 3 o'clock in the and I don't stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday nights. I'm sorry.
no, neither do I. Watched a few episodes of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. It's okay. I I'm
Yeah,
not a binge. I don't know about you. I'm not a binge watcher. A lot of people can sit and watch, 10 or 12 episodes of a show in a row.
right.
I can't sit for hours and hours on end and just watch a show. I just can't. My my level of patience lasts all of about maybe an hour. It's like, okay, I need to do something else. Chris Alley, thank you, appreciate it. In the midst of all the technical difficulties tonight, um, that's very kind of you to say. I hope you're doing well too. I hope everything is good by you and with your family. So let us now that we have 102 likes. Let's say goodbye before they go
Take it
away.
away.
Yeah. The Joe and Joe Weather Show brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware. They're getting ready for spring. That means you need mulch, you need topsoil, you need sand, you need gravel, whatever it is you need to get your yard in order. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 631-756-1125, the telephone number, the website, omnitruevalue.com. And also brought to you by our friends at Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst. And their phone number is 631-957-5106. They are your holiday lighting specialist. And you can also think about them when it comes time for Halloween. They have a Halloween product line, and if you're interested in becoming a decorator, with maybe you're a landscaper and you will want to get some work going into the winter time to decorating homes, give them a call 631-957-5106, wholesale holiday lighting by Giannini, and of course with Omni, wholesale holiday lighting, and others. It's always a great thing to do to support your local businesses, especially in these times that we've been dealing with over the past year. Support your local business whenever you can. Okay? Say good night,
Okay.
Joe.
Good night, Joe.
Good night, everybody. We'll probably be back tomorrow night to tell you that there's still no weather going on, but we'll see. Good night,
We'll
everyone.
see.